I want, anybody remembers the full form of CAM? CAM, CAM cycle. Anybody remembers the full form of CAM? Yesterday I told you. Yes, beta. Full form of CAM, crassula acid metabolism. It is crassulaceae acid metabolism. So beta, I'm just doing this cycle. Listen to me. Listen to every word very carefully. And if you do not understand anywhere, just ask me. Okay, crassulaceae acid metabolism. Crassulaceae acid metabolism. This is the full form of the CAM cycle. CAM or CAM cycle, crassulaceae acid metabolism. Now, where this cycle is seen? This cycle is seen in succulent xerophytes. I'll have to continue with this pen. Succulent xerophytes. Succulent, when we say succulent xerophytes, succulents are those which the plants which conserve water. So they are succulent xerophytes. The plants, phytes are the plants, xero means xeric conditions, or the plants which grow in deserts. So succulent xerophytes basically are desert plants, like all the cactus type plants belong to this. Then so crassulaceae acid metabolism is seen in this cycle. Then the second where this is seen is the pineapple group, that pineapple family, and that is known as Bromelia family. That is known as Bromelia family. So this pineapple family also shows this crassulaceae acid metabolism. And the third one where it is seen is Euphorbiaceae family. So these plants, they show this CAM cycle, which is crassulaceae acid metabolism. Basically, this cycle is present in these plants to conserve water. So the main aim is to conserve water. Conserve water. So basically, this cycle is present in them, in these plants, to conserve water. First thing. And the second thing, for conserving water, these plants, they show some adaptations. And what are those adaptations? The adaptations which is shown by them is they have sunken stomatas. They have sunken stomatas. This is the last topic of photosynthesis in higher plants. Last topic of photosynthesis in higher plants. So this, they have sunken stomatas. What do we mean by sunken stomatas? See, normally the epidermis is like this. Okay, the cuticle, then we have epidermis, and this is epidermis. And we have stomatas like this. Okay, the stomatas are, in the line with the epidermis, but in some, what type of stomatas we have? Suppose this is cuticle, this there it will go down, and down here the stomatas will be present here, or the stomatas will be present in some invagination like structure. So in some invagination like structure, or it can be present down here. This invagination-like structure is there, so the stomata can be present here. So they are sunken stomata. What do we find in these plants which show crassulaceous acid metabolism is sunken stomata? That means stomatas are not directly exposed to sun rays. When the stomatas are not directly exposed to sunlight, the rate of transpiration will be slow or will not be there or will be very less, and as a result water will be conserved, which is their main motto. Their main motto is to conserve water, and that water will be conserved. So this is one condition which is seen in the plants which show CAM cycle is to conserve is that they have sunken stomatas to conserve water. Now, how does this cycle takes place? This I am going to show you. The cycle which is seen in them, how does it take place? So, I'm going to show you the cycle now. Yeah. We have this stomata cuticle, then below that we have epidermis. Then we have another cuticle and we have epidermis. Now, I told you that there are important feature of some conditions are there of this these plants which show CAM cycle. One is their sunken stomata. Sunken stomata. Sunken stomata, you understood, na? Did you understand what are sunken stomatas? Could you get what are sunken stomatas, beta? Could you get what are sunken stomatas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so sunken stomatas, you know, one more such adaptation is present in them, that the stomatas open at night. Stomatas open at night but remain closed during daytime. That means the stomatas are open at night. The stomatas, normally what happens in the plants, the stomatas are open during daytime and at night they close. But in the plants which show CAM cycle, where they have to conserve water, this is another adaptation to conserve water. This is another adaptation to conserve water. One is sunken stomata. The stomatas are present in the invagination like thing. Here, the stomatas are present here. Okay, and the second is stomatas open at night. At night the sun is not there, so when sun is not there, what is going to happen, that the transpiration will not take place, and during the daytime when sun is there, the stomatas close. So what happens when the stomatas are closed? Of course the rate of transpiration will be very less. So these are the two adaptations which are seen in the plants showing CAM cycle. Could you understand these 2 points? These 2 points are clear, beta? These 2 points
Yes,
are
ma'am.
clear, beta? Okay. Now I'll
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
you what happens here in the CAM cycle. So I have drawn this. Why I have drawn two epidermis, upper epidermis. Why I have drawn two? In one, I'll show you during day. Another, I'll show you during night. So I'll show you here first during night and then during day. What happens to the whole plant? So this I'm going. That's why I have drawn these two pictures. Now here I'll draw the mesophyll cell. Below this is present mesophyll. So below the cuticle, I'm going to draw the mesophyll cell, which appears to be like this. Another mesophyll. So here, how it looks during night. Here we will write during night. And here I'm going to write during day. During daytime. Okay, these are mesophyll cells. This is also mesophyll cell. Okay, now what happens? During the daytime, as I told you, the stomatas are closed. But during night, the stomatas are open. So I'm going to make here open stomatas. The stomatas are of course sunken, so I'll make it little like this. And the stomatas are open. Okay, and during night, the stomatas are closed. So we can make like that only, the stomatas are closed. And during night time, the stomatas are open. So we can write here open stomatas here, so that you understand it better way, and closed stomata. So during daytime, the stomatas are closed, and during night time, the stomatas are open. Now, when the stomatas are open, what will diffuse in? CO2 from outside will diffuse in. So CO2 has come in. Now, inside the mesophyll cell, there is water. So this CO2 will combine with water in the presence of enzyme carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase to form carbonic acid, H2CO. This has been formed. This is formed inside. CO2 combines with water inside mesophyll cell to form carbonic anhydrase in the presence of the enzyme to form carbonic acid in the presence of the enzyme carbonic anhydrase. This carbonic acid dissociates. When it dissociates, it will break into two. Okay, it will break into two. What it will form? It will form hydrogen ions and HCO3 ions. HCO3 ions. So these will be formed. Hydrogen ions and HCO3 both are formed. Out of these two, this is formed. Hydrogen and HCO3 are formed as a result of dissociation of HCO3. HCO3 dissociates, breaks down to form hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion. Now this HCO3, which is bicarbonate ion, this has got a negative charge. This will be taken up by an acceptor. This will be picked up by an acceptor, and that acceptor which is going to pick it up is phosphoenol pyruvate. So we can make here, and here we can make PEP. PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate. It is picked up by, or it is accepted by PEP. You know full form of PEP, or shall I write here? Shall I write here PEP full form, or you remember? PEP is phosphoenol pyruvate. I'm writing here phosphoenol pyruvate. So it forms phosphoenol pyruvate. It accepts. It is accepted by phosphoenol pyruvate, and this phosphoenol pyruvate, along with this, it forms OAA. OAA is oxaloacetic acid. Oxaloacetic acid. This is formed. Oxaloacetic acid is formed now. When HCO3 is accepted by the acceptor, you know, in case of C3 cycle, there was another acceptor. In case RUBP was the acceptor in C3 cycle, and in case of C4 cycle, it was again PEP which was accepted. Here also the CO2, first CO2 acceptor is PEP, and the first stable compound form is oxaloacetic acid. So this oxaloacetic acid is formed. Now this oxaloacetic acid utilizes one high energy compound. So NADH2, NADPH2 is utilized, and what we obtain is NADP. It has been used up, and as a result, what is formed? Malic acid. Malic acid is formed. This malic acid is a 4-carbon compound. This malic acid is a 4-carbon compound. I'm writing here 4-carbon compound. This malic acid is a 4-carbon compound. Now till here, what has happened, that malic acid has been formed. Now this process takes place the whole night, formation of malic acid, and this malic acid is stored, is accumulated in the vacuole. You know, plant cells have vacuoles, and in this vacuole it diffuses in, and the whole night malic acid gets accumulated. It keeps on accumulating in the vacuole which is there in the plant cell. This process takes place the whole night. That means accumulation of malic acid in the vacuole. First, formation, because the stomata are open, so CO2 comes in, combines with H2O, which is there in the mesophyll cell. Hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion. This bicarbonate ion is accepted by the acceptor, primary acceptor PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate. Together they form, when they combine, they form oxaloacetic acid, which is OAA. This OAA utilizes high energy compound. This oxaloacetic acid utilizes high energy compound, which is NADPH2, and after utilizing it forms malic acid. Malic acid is a 4-carbon compound, and the whole night when till the stomata are open, this process keeps on taking place, and this malic acid is formed, that keeps on accumulating in the vacuole which is present in the plant cell. Now after this formation, after the formation of malic acid, what happens, that this malic acid during the daytime, when stomata are now closed, we are coming to the daytime now, when the stomata are closed. Now what happens? During the daytime when the stomata are closed, here we have vacuole, and this vacuole has malic acid in it. This has malic acid in it. Now this malic acid during the daytime when the stomata are closed diffuses out of the vacuole. When it diffuses out of the vacuole and comes into the cytoplasm, there what happens, it also dissociates. It dissociates. When it dissociates, it forms, this dissociates and form PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate, with the release of CO2. CO2 is also released. Okay, and at the same time, one high energy compound, which is NADPH2, is synthesized. NADPH2 is synthesized from NADP. This is synthesized. So this happens during the night time. During the night time, the malic acid keeps on depositing in the vacuole. Then during the daytime, when the stomata are closed, the malic acid diffuses out of the vacuole. This is vacuole. The malic acid comes out, diffuses out of the vacuole, and dissociates to form carbon dioxide and PEP. Now see, malic acid is a 4-carbon compound. It is a 4-carbon compound. When it dissociates, it forms a 3-carbon compound. Phosphoenol pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. 3-carbon compound, and 1 carbon is here. 1 carbon is here. So in all, the 4-carbon compound is utilized. 3 carbon here and 1 carbon here. So this way, this 4-carbon compound dissociates to form phosphoenol pyruvate, and carbon dioxide is released. Now, why this formation of phosphoenol pyruvate is very important? This formation of PEP or phosphoenol pyruvate is very important because it is always required. See, after daytime, night will again come, and at night when CO2 comes in, PEP is required, because CO2, when at night it will come in, it will form bicarbonate, carbonic acid, and then bicarbonate ion. This will be accepted by PEP. So there should be a continuous supply of PEP, which is done like this. Malic acid dissociates to form carbon dioxide and PEP. Okay, so a continuous supply of PEP should be there to accept the bicarbonate ion. If PEP will not be there, then this after diffusion of CO2, which bicarbonate ions are formed, that will nothing will be there to accept them. So because these bicarbonates are accepted by phosphoenol pyruvate, there should be a continuous supply of phosphoenol pyruvate, and this continuous supply of phosphoenol pyruvate is made by the dissociation of malic acid into PEP and CO2 with the release of one molecule of high energy compound, which is Na, formation of NADPH. Now what happens? Now see here. Here carbon dioxide is synthesized. You have seen when the malic acid dissociates along with PEP, CO2 is also formed. Now this CO2 is going to do something. See, till now in this plant, biosynthetic phase has not come. You know what is biosynthetic phase? Biosynthetic phase is the phase in which NADP and ATP is also formed. But till now, you see, just one is formed here. ATP is not formed. Neither much of just one molecule of NADPH is formed. More of the high energy compounds should be formed. Now, for this, there is another adaptation. And what is this? See, this CO2 is released here. Now, this CO2 can be accepted by some acceptor and start that dark reaction. So here what happens? This, for the formation of glucose, start that dark reaction for the formation of glucose. What I want to say is that till now no glucose formation has taken place in this. Okay, till now no glucose formation, no food formation has started. NADP, high energy compound, has been synthesized here, but glucose formation has not started. So this CO2 which is formed here, it can be utilized in a cycle to synthesize glucose. And how that is done? This can be accepted, this CO2 which is there, it can be accepted by RUBP. Ribulose bisphosphate or ribulose biphosphate. This CO2 is accepted by this. Okay, this CO2 is accepted by this RUBP. You know, RUBP is the acceptor in case of C3 cycle. RUBP is the carbon acceptor, CO2 acceptor in case of C3 cycle. So now, because CO2 has been accepted by RUBP, so which cycle can start? Which cycle can start? C3 cycle can start. C3 cycle can start. And you know, when C3 cycle takes place, there are three phases: carboxylation, reduction, and regeneration. Three phases take place, and during reduction, glucose is formed. So C3 cycle will start. That means carboxylation will take place here, reduction will take place here, and then after reduction, what is formed here? Glucose. What is formed here? Glucose. And then finally here, regeneration. Regeneration takes place here. As a result of regeneration, more of RUBP is synthesized. So C3 cycle will take place here. So this is what takes place during the daytime. This is what happens when the stomatas are closed. Now you must be wondering that C3 cycle is a dark reaction. And what does dark reaction utilize? Dark reaction utilizes NADP and ATP, which is formed in light reaction. You know it very well. ATP, NADPH, which are formed in light reaction, are utilized in dark reaction or C3 cycle. Okay. Now from where this C3 cycle will get energy to continue with the cycle, to continue with C3 cycle, from where the ATP and NADPH will come. So this is taking place during daytime. The C3 cycle is taking place during daytime when the stomatas are closed. So of course CO2 cannot come, but light can come, but the sun rays can come. And when the sun rays, they come, non-cyclic photophosphorylation will also take place here with the release of ATP and NADP. ATP and NADPH. NADPH. Okay, non-cyclic photophosphorylation or Z scheme will take place with this light, and as a result, what is going to happen? The C3 cycle will continue utilizing the high energy compounds. Okay, so this is what happens during the CAM cycle. Any point where you want me to repeat, plants will be able to conserve water. So this is one of the adaptation to conserve water, that the stomatas during night time are open and during daytime are closed. Another adaptation is that their stomatas are sunken stomata. The stomatas do not lie, superficially. They are down in invaginations or in the pit like structures. The stomatas are sunken in this case, in the case of desert plants. So now, if the stomatas are closed during daytime and open during night time, how will this process of formation of glucose will take place? How will the process of formation of high energy compounds will take place? This is, the plant will have to adapt accordingly. Adaptation like that, if the stomatas are closed during daytime and open during night time, what is going to happen? How the formation of glucose will take place? For that, what happens when the stomatas are open during night time? The CO2 enters in, and the CO2 combines. Yes, aloe vera is one of them. Yes. So when the CO2, bache, let me repeat it once and then I'll open you for query. Okay. Let me repeat this cycle once. So the CO2 which enters in combines with water in the presence of the enzyme carbonic anhydrase and forms forms carbonic acid. H2CO3, carbonic acid is formed. Now this carbonic acid dissociates, and on dissociation it forms proton, hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion. This bicarbonate ion is accepted by the first acceptor of carbon, first carbon acceptor in this cycle, in CAM cycle. The first carbon acceptor in CAM cycle is PEP. So it is accepted by PEP, which is phosphoenol pyruvate, which is already there in the mesophyll cells. So HCO3 is accepted by PEP, and what is formed is oxaloacetic acid. This oxaloacetic acid which is formed, it utilizes high energy compound. What is that high energy compound which is utilized? Is NADPH2. This is utilized, and when it is utilized, it gets converted into NADP. Now what happens? After utilizing this, it gets converted into malic